Hey everyone, it's Drew, and I want to welcome you back to Learn How to See Better. And on today's episode, I'm excited to be coming at you live from Denver, Colorado. And I am at a special event at a special location, getting some special information that makes me feel special to be able to receive it. And you know what? It's funny to think that sometimes you have to go out and get the things that you want. Sometimes you have to go out and get the things that you need. There's the song, Go Get It, right? And it's a bit of a motivational anthem, just kind of suggesting that same concept, go get it. But how many take that in the literal sense? How many of you are willing to go and get something that's due to you? How many of you are willing to go and get something that could be potentially life-changing for you? And I'm out here in Colorado right now attempting to go and get it. I'm attempting to go and get information that I fully plan and intend to take full advantage of and put into action early so that I can unlock the secrets to success in my business that I'm looking to achieve. And it's an exciting time because, it's the school season's back in, right? Everyone's back to school. They're worried about pencils and pens and notebook paper and the teachers they got and the classes they're signed up for. And, we might be excited about that stuff because we get to, set foot on a new campus. We get to be in the class with our friends, right? All those things are well and good, and don't get me wrong, but what I found is that, when you go out and get some of the knowledge that you've been seeking, some of the knowledge that you feel you've been missing that might be holding you back from reaching your goals, it takes on a whole different persona of that feel-good essence. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating by any stretch of the imagination. I'm looking forward to the next 3 days that I'm going to get some dedicated training from someone that I look up to quite a bit based on the accolades and the results they've achieved in business. And it's fascinating to think that I'm lucky enough to be in these close quarters with a group of individuals that have a common goal. And that's one of the things that I think that we can all take and incorporate into our world. How much do we surround ourselves with other individuals that have that common goal? Because so many times in life, we may tend to look at tradition or loyalty as reasons to maybe cling to things or cling to processes, procedures, traditions, and even people of the past, right? If you cling to relationships of people that you only have a common past with but don't have a common future with, that's actually a form of poor judgment, right? And I don't mean you have to stop loving these people, but sometimes in certain situations, you have to learn to love from a distance, right? And when you find that you're on a different path and a different trajectory, it's something that you've got to protect and preserve. And one of the best ways to do that is by total and full immersion. If I'm looking to unlock the secrets to my business, I'm going to have to get around other business-minded individuals, other business owners, men and women, and even in some cases, young adults that have been able to take a vision in their mind, articulate it, take action on it, and turn it into something tangible. So they've already, in many instances, unlocked one of the biggest secrets of business is knowing what you want to do, what community you want to serve, right? Who's the audience that you want to be able to provide value to, right? And so at this particular event, I'm super excited because I know I'm getting quality information from a trusted source that, if applied correctly and in a timely fashion, will deliver great results to my business. And I'm so excited. I'm over the moon about it. And to top things off, it's top-notch training at a top-notch facility. I can't say enough about even just the room accommodations that I'm enjoying. I walked in the room and said, wow, pretty swanky place we got here. And, I'll spend very little time in this room, just enough to lay my head down for some much needed rest and recharge the batteries and get right back into it so I can fully take advantage of the opportunity at this event. Because, at certain events you attend, especially when they're educational in nature, we may tend to fail to recognize that some of the biggest power in the event is the connection that you can make, the people that you can meet, right? The education is wonderful. The actual content that you receive, through the moon. And, but it's the people that we meet, the connections that we make, the relationships that we forge that can build, that last much, much, much longer than the event, and can, in some situations, actually end up being lifelong friends, lifelong business partnerships. So for those of us that look at certain opportunities as ones where it's like, oh, I have to drive to go to that thing, you could be doing yourself a major disservice. I remember when I first started to take classes in real estate investing, which is the business industry that I operate in. One of the biggest challenges was that we had spent so much money on the education. When it was time to take the actual classes, we didn't have funds, cards were maxed out, right? We didn't have it right then. So we would skip out on going to get it. We would skip going even next door from Arizona to California to go get the information because we weren't in the same place mentally. We were not abundant thinkers. We had a little bit of a lackful mindset at the time, and it was a struggle for us to even consider opportunities to go and get it. In this case, I'm talking about education, information, knowledge, right? Because we felt as though we were spread too thin. We had already capped out, tapped out, maxed out. So can you imagine the flaw in that logic? Like, I'm not going to go get the information over there because I got to travel to go get it. And it's like, hey, if the education was being funded and financed by the plastic anyway, why not go ahead and add a trip in there? That's certainly going to be the least of the cost when it really comes down to it. But I'm thankful for the fact that I've been able to shake that limiting belief and slay that sacred cow to understand that sometimes for the best information, you have to go get it. And so that's part of why I'm here, to go and get this information. And as you all should happen to know by now in this podcast, Learn How to See Better, that's a lot of the philosophy. That's a lot of philosophy that I have, is taking some of the best information I've learned as I've experienced my walk and my journey through this planet, to take some of the nuggets, many of them free, but a lot of them also paid for, and to be able to take this magnificent concoction of goodness and to be able to distribute it, amongst the individuals that are eager to and available to and open to listen. I mean, think about it. How crazy is that? How many times have you encountered a situation where you wanted some information, you identified a source of that information, somebody has the info you want, and you try to get it? What happens? Well, more often than not, we don't have the access to it, right? It's like, you've got your hands out, but you haven't chipped in for this knowledge, right? So you've got to make a contribution. You've got to make a typically capital contribution to be able to get the information you want. I'm all for capitalism and the ability for someone to be able to profit from their expert secrets. At the same time, I also have a part of me that feels like some of the, best nuggets, some of the best lessons in life we can learn are truly free, right? I think you'd agree with me there. And so there are instances where I feel that I've had the opportunity to learn how to see better through the experiences that I've had in my life. And maybe I took specific paid training, maybe I didn't, and just put two and two together the hard way. But in many of those instances, if it were game-changing for me, if it were eye-opening for me, those are the types of experiences, those are the types of bullet points and nuggets that I want to be able to share with other individuals, because I feel as though, some of the best things that I learned took me to 30 years old, took me to 40 years old to be able to learn. But I see other individuals get access to that same information at 20 years old, 25 years old, 18 years old, 15 years old. That's fantastic. And okay, call them lucky, call it luck, call it, labor under correct knowledge, call it when opportunity and preparation meet. None of that really matters to me, but the timing is amazing. And then I also think that some of these lessons, some people don't get to learn until they're 50, 60, 70, or never. And if you're lucky enough to be listening to this podcast, my goal is that you can be able to comb through this amazing content and be able to find one nugget or two, heck, in each episode, right? That might be able to provide value to you or someone you know. Nothing would satisfy me more than to get that feedback that, wow, something you shared, an experience, a story, a challenge, a triumph was something that I too was up against the wall trying to battle, and that, the words from a simple podcast episode were enough to help an individual break through and break with challenges they've had in the past to be able to end up growing and accelerating and improving themselves. And I think that it's possible. I believe that it's possible. And if you out there are listening to this information, just find trust and solace in the fact that I'm out there going to get it. I'm out there going to go unlock the secrets for myself. Because you know what? One of my mentors told me once, Jim Rohn said, we're typically, most of us are only just a few nuggets away, a few keys. It's like you got three keys to a 4-key lock, or, you need a 4-digit code to get in, and you got 3 of the numbers, and you're just trying to figure out that last digit to crack the code. And you never know if it's the one person you meet at the one event or the one session you go to at the one event that's going to help unlock that secret for you. And if you're able to do that, wow, look out. It's amazing to think the immediate progress that you could have, the immediate surge in performance and results that you could benefit from. So I would encourage you all, go get it. Go get the knowledge out there that's waiting for you, because the fact of the matter is, you know what? We all have locked doors in our world. It's like we're all playing a giant video game, and you gotta, figure out where this hidden key is to unlock that, level, and so you could be able to beat that level and the bad guy and triumph, right? So sometimes you gotta go get it, and to go get it can be worthwhile, because taking the time and making the effort to unlock the secrets that you've been kept away from could be one of the most rewarding efforts that you make in your life and in your business. So I'll be the first to encourage you to go get it and unlock the secrets that you have waiting for you. That's what I'll be doing over these next few days. And you know what? If you're lucky, you might get a couple of those nuggets of wisdom. I'll try not to, explode anyone's brain, because I'm sure I'll be leaking at the seams with all the goodies that I'll be absorbing over the next few days. But I wanted to pause and make this quick post and talk a little bit about that, because I think that too many of us find ourselves where if information or knowledge or know-how or gained insights have any level of difficulty or inconvenience to go and acquire, we want to shut down. Oh, that's too far to go to get that. It's going to take too much effort to do that. I would challenge you all to not have that mindset, because it is a limiting belief that can block some of your biggest successes that you have in life. So with that, I won't do any soapbox episode here, but wanted these words to be those words that can be encouraging to you and let you know that if you take the effort to go and get the information that you need to make a major impact, that can be one of the biggest breakthroughs that you can have. Because whether it's the people you meet or the light bulbs that come on from the actual information you get, once you take action on the assets that you attain, which is that new knowledge like the new money, and you put it to work, you're going to mess around and be unstoppable. And that's what you ought to look out for. And I think that can be a great positive thing. You just have to be one willing to go out there and do the stuff. Go get it. Pay attention. Be present and thrive. Until next time, thank you all for joining, and I cannot wait to hear you join me on a future episode. Till then, thanks. Take care.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.